So we got the park area. You have all the streaming resolutions now. Yes, finally. Did I have to play snooker as well in this game? I hope not. Because that's one thing that I'm not good at. Snooker. Snooker. Picnic site and playground. Let's go there. Ring around the rosy. Nice crow. Or is it a raven? Two older boys toss a battered cricket ball back and forth. It is likely that cricket bats are not allowed on school grounds. Many headmasters regard the game as common and therefore unsuitable for their young charges. And I thought that cricket was considered a classical English game that lasts for several days sometimes. I think the music is going a little bit too wild. Just a failed murder attempt by one crow. I knew that it was Sherlock Holmes there. A group of younger boys play Ring Around the Rosie. They shout the words, "Ashes, ashes, all fall down," little realizing or caring about the macabre origin of their childish game. Anybody know the Ring Around the Rosie origins? It's actually very, very, very macabre, like Sherlock says there. Yup, from the play. Acting from sheer youthful exuberance, or perhaps as a result of a bit or dare, the bee twirls and giggles simultaneously, drunk with dizziness and breathless with excitement. It's supposedly about the Black Death. It is. Not supposedly, it is about the Black Death. The ashes, ashes, all fall down is about them burning all the bodies because of the Black Death. The boy appears to be under 10 years of age and has a small frame. He is dressed expensively, though he has treated his clothes and cap with more than casual neglect. See? They shout out the words, "Ashes, ashes, all fall down." That's how it ends. That's how the Ring Around the Rosie ends. I wonder if we had a picnic here, he'd come around. The carefree days of childhood are never appreciated at the time and always missed afterwards. What did you say? If every child could grow up in such comfort and security as this, Holmes, what a different world this would be. Do you see any detail that might make this spot especially attractive to Miss Carraway? It is a charming picnic site, peaceful, lovely to look at, and bathed by the sound of children's laughter. I can see no other significance to this scene. How shall we win the boy's confidence, Watson? I must speak to him. I'll not speculate about the nature of his connection to this case, but I'm certain he is important. Perhaps we should speak with Miss Carraway's gentleman friend, the snooker player. Good idea. To the Snooker Academy. The variation I heard as a child was at issue, as in sneezing, which was a symptom of the plague. Ah. Well, there are variations to it, of course. This is like the old school version of it. I think what you've heard is like the more modern version of it. You know, the more kid-friendly version of it. And that's why I say supposedly, no one can agree exactly how it represents the plague. Well, in the old verse, as you saw there, ashes, ashes, they all fall down. That is supposed to represent them burning the corpses. And all fall down is like everybody dies from the plague. have the food here. Because I felt a little hungry. So excuse me for eating here. Usually that's a big no-no for streamers to do, to eat during streams, but I'm hungry, so. There. Please don't make me play snooker. Nice sound effects. Shelves of crystal wine glasses and heavy mugs for ale and beer. A truly sophisticated place. The passage leads out to the street. A candle shines very brightly, so brightly as to indicate some kind of additive to the wax. Oak and cedar logs burn hotly. They rest on an iron rack. This man's casual dress would perfectly suit a dustman from Wimbledon. His gnarled, ham-like hands and the deep scars on his rough-hewn face suggest that he, however, has another, more dangerous line of work. He sports a bowler hat which rests on his ears. Though the deep velvety pile of this once sumptuous floor covering has been worn to a nub and its rich glowing colors have been dimmed by age and the mud from a million pairs of boots, it gives the room a small faded claim to gentility. What sort of snooker is that? That's billiards. That is a snooker table, I think. A dandy of the extreme type. Heavily pomaded hair, long waxen mustache, gaudily dressed in a handmade Savile Row coat and done up in a brilliant canary yellow cashmere. He talks loudly and affects an ostentatiously large solid gold signet ring on the pinky of his cue hand. Unexpectedly, a simple gold wedding band adorned his bridge hand. An East End is sharper. His predatory eyes and pinched face give him the look of a stuffed rat. He smokes incessantly and follows the dandy's every move and gesture with a picture of obsequiousness and fear. A cheap oil reproduction of Windsor's famous portrait of George Brian Beau Brummel, patron saint of dandies, fops, and other men of leisure who earn their living by their wits rather than by their labors. 2 kegs of good British beer. I love snooker and pool. This tall and taciturn gentleman presumably possesses rich inner resources. Though he occasionally mumbles, his total concentration is devoted to cleaning and re-cleaning a spotless drinking glass. Or perhaps he is mentally infirm. Whichever comes first. Barman, do you know your clientele? Who can afford to come in here and while away the day? We cater to gentlemen of leisure, sir. Men of means and great refinement who take pleasure in the joys of intelligent conversation and the game of skill. I'm looking for a man named Caruso who frequents these premises. Do you know him? Perhaps, but names and faces are not my strong suit. If Prince Albert himself was to rise from his grave and walk through that door, I regret to say that I wouldn't recognize him. My glasses and bottles require most of my attention. Give me a pint of bitter, please. Very good, Sam. Ordered my headset last night. Might be here by tomorrow or Thursday. The microphone doesn't pick up the chewing noises, so it's fine by me. Good. Roses and posies were definitely part of the Rhine, as they were falsely believed to prevent the plague. I know, I saw Gabriel do it. You don't need to be afraid of all the burps other people do, Goblin. Now you're just getting paranoid. Well, let's talk to Jock Mahoney. Excuse me, sir. I'd like to ask... Shove off, won't you? That's a good chap. Can't you see we're engaged in serious business? Fine. How about this Nobby character? Maybe they'll let me speak. Look, John, you'll have to wait your turn like everyone else. I get the feeling these guys are not gonna be talking to me much. Bugger off, man! I'm trying to concentrate. Watson, you got anything? Love the doctor's outfits during the plague. Those were the bomb in fashion. The plague doctors just wearing a cowl and the big-nosed mask. Do you give credence, Watson, to the old adage that the skill at snooker is clear evidence of a misspent youth? I've always admired the man who knows how to handle their cue, Holmes. You know of my fondness for billiards. Well, I get a feeling we're not going to be getting anything out of these guys. Back to square one. Where are we going to get any kind of information about anything anywhere? Let's go back to the tobacco shop and try to see if we can see the plaque behind the moose's head. Although I hired it out. Still worth a shot. Yeah, near the top of the board is a metal plaque with an inscription on it. Cannot be read by simply looking up. The head itself conceals it. So yeah, it's behind there. Behind the head. Why would they put it above the head? Nobody's ever going to see it. Bad design, if you ask me. Excuse me, microphone. Didn't need to punch you. Darn, I was hoping to pull down the moose. Okay. We are stuck. We need to find out about this Blackwood guy. Maybe if we go into the opera house, we can talk to Mrs. Worthington again and ask her about the Anna's fiance. There's an idea. Is there anything you can think of that would help me in my inquiries?
Where's Mrs. Holmes? Why not you to show us over?
Is there gonna be a singer out? There she is. And they said that she is a terrific singer. She's absolutely marvelous. Didn't you hear her singing? Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful opera. Right there, then and there. I don't know where to go. My mind is blank. Think. What would be the most logical place to go right now to find out more about, get more info about the stuff to get about stuff? My mind is stuck. That place cannot help me anymore. That place cannot help me anymore. Maybe the pop can help me some more? Maybe? Not really stuck, just be a bit more observant of your surroundings in some places and or think of what makes the world go round in others. You're giving me a hint that I don't get. What I'm gathering from that the best places for me to go are the snooker place and the park right now. Good evening, my man. Perhaps you could render some assistance. I'm looking for a young man whom I have a reason to believe frequents this establishment. What? I'm seeking vitally important information. Can you help me? Sorry, Gov. We got no here. So I believe we exhausted this chap's vocabulary, if not his knowledge. He's a very bright chap, that's for sure. Yeah, there's nothing here. This is the wrong place to go, because this was pretty much for the information of the young man that we saw in the chemist shop. Let's go back to the public house. I've understood why they have the K after some words in ye old English. I mean, after all, ye old English, it isn't a language. Step aside, will you, mate? I'm trying to make a living here. I still get the feeling we're not gonna get any information out of these two. At least not yet. Let's go to the park. Maybe I missed something there. I'm so glad that the park is not on the other side of the friggin' city. No way! It is. Didn't miss anything there. I think I may know what you missed. Would you like a very subtle hint? Yes. Right now I would. Because my mind is totally stuck. No idea where to go. Loner boy. So I'm in the right place at least. But I have no ways or means of means getting to him. Can't talk to him. And that only leads outside. Ugh. And also, that wasn't much of a subtle hint. That was like, that's where you need to go, right now. Ah, fiber. Hey. Kiitti höystistä, fiber. 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 Yell if you want another subtle hint. Mitenkäs murhauksen ratkominen menee? Mä oon jumissa. Tällä hetkellä hyvin jumissa. Really don't know where I could go get some more info about stuff. I mean, the only thing I can think of is that I have obviously missed something obvious. But I don't know what. Really have no idea what I'm missing. And I can't talk to the boy or get his attention over at the park. There is no Caruso in the snooker and the guys won't talk to me at all. Can't talk to Mrs. Worthington anymore because the opera has started. I got all the information from the chemist boy. Can't look at the moose head in the tobacco shop, but I'm thinking I'm obviously missing something in the tobacco shop. Want to know the 2 locations where you missed stuff to limit your city sightseeing? Yes. I'm sure it is, Goblin. Just let me get to it, to solving it. But I want the locations at least where I should go. Where I've obviously missed something. Tobacco shop and pool hall. Both of those new places. Okay. So I have obviously missed something obvious in them. I had a feeling that I have missed something here. This cannot be opened. Can I move it? Ah. Hello there. I can't give you the run of the place. The owner would be angry if he found out that I have allowed anyone to mess about in his shop. It is of vital importance that I be allowed to continue my investigation without hindrance. I'm sorry, sir, but I don't know who you are, and I can't be letting just anyone come in and start moving things around. He's not just anyone, this is Sherlock Holmes. My dear boy, I assure you I will harm nothing. Your sense of responsibility does you proud, but your assistance would be most valuable. It may help apprehend a murderer. Well, I suppose it's all right if you look about the place, as long as you're careful. So can I now move the box to look at the moose head? Lovely cycle of the sound effect there. So how do I get on it? Use it? Can't do that. Over there. How do I get all the freaking... I need to move all of them? Hey, this is gonna be fun. Couldn't just move one? I have to move them all. You're of a lot of help here, Dr. Watson. The head is attached to the wall on the board. From this vantage point, you can make out the metal plaque which reached John Bradley, May 1885. Alright, now we know it's listen, that name. So where to go to find out who this man is, John Bradley? Maybe the pub will let us know? Or we could ask Wiggins to find out? Wiggins, my boy, I need to use your gyroscope for a short while. That can be arranged, Mr. Holmes, if the price is right. You're sharp, Wiggins, I've always said so, but I would merely like to borrow it. Rented, you mean? Come on, eh? Alright, you will be compensated, let's say a shilling.
It's most precious to me, sir. Dr. Watson himself gave it to me, give it to me last Christmas.
Very well, I know when I'm bested. I'll buy it from you for half a crown.
So, I hope you enjoyed it as much as I done, sir.
Now we get the boys' attention. So to the park we go. Bum bum ba ba bum 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 ba a very nice gyroscope. That got his attention. You there, boy? Might I have a word with you?
I'm under the instructions not to speak to strangers, sir. But I do have good manners. Good day, gentlemen.
What is your name, lad?
My name is Paul, sir. Nice gyro.
Hello, Paul. I'm Sherlock Holmes, and this is Dr. Watson. What is your family name?
My father has warned me never to read it to strangers. He is very important in the city, has quite a temper. Might I see the gyro?
Paul, how well did you know Anna Carraway?
Very well indeed. Are you chums of hers? She was my nanny when I was little. Can I look at the gyro?
Do you know where Anna is now?
Maybe. I think I have to go now. Is that an English gyro or is it foreign?
He is most certainly interested in the gyroscope. Do you like gyroscopes then?
Very much. I have one of my own at home. My father wouldn't allow me to bring it to school. Do you know how it works?
It's all about inertia and centrifugal force and whatnot. It's the motion, you see. That's what makes it spin. Quite so, Doctor. Now, Paul, would you like this gyroscope?
To keep? Yes, please.
And you, in return, might help us find Miss Anna.
Is it a bribe, then?
Not at all, my boy. We just need to find Miss Carraway, and you're the only person who might be able to help us.
You're certain that you are her friends?
We're working with Scotland Yard on a criminal investigation. We are trying to keep her from harm, but we haven't been able to find her.
In that case, I'll help all I can. I wouldn't want Anna to come to harm. She has a new house in East London somewhere. Someday she's going to take me there. She sings in the opera, whatever that is. Her sister Sarah is a stage actress, and I think Anna has a boyfriend, looks like a foreigner, who wears nice clothes. That's all. I hope you find Anna. I have to go now.
You left your hat. Paul left his cap hanging on the metal fence. Its battered condition reveals that it's certainly not the first time he has so casually discarded it. You never know when you might need a children's cap. If you've watched QI, you may know Watson ejaculated a lot in the books. Twice as often as the Sherlock. That explains all their sticky cases. Huh? Is the game that boring that you have to go for all kinds of rude jokes now? People be weird. Well, then again, Saradac is Finnish, so it's understandable that he would go for toilet humor. All I'm saying is you guys are weird. Stop being weird. I mean, if the game is not boring, you don't need to watch. Which is why yesterday I said hopefully this intro did not make you ejaculate with the shock, which is almost a direct quote from the books. Old English, it was a language. No, ye old English, it iseth a language. That's a quote. It's in the quotes. I've said it before. So, what have I not seen here? I guess my observation skills are lacking today. There it is, quote number 9. Ye old English, it iseth a language. Still can't remember where I said that. A tin of cheap lilac-scented talc and a supply of Q-chalk had been set on the shelf for convenience to the players. Of the players. Well, I wonder why I said it during Stardew Valley. Can't remember. We must have been talking about some of the text in the game. I guess it was because of ye old shop or something like that. Forsooth, my humble mistake. So what exactly am I looking for here? I mean, I've talked to everybody. Haven't I? Oh, I forgot to talk to this guy. Durr. I'm looking to have a discreet word with a man named Caruso, Antonio Caruso. For a price, I can furnish some useful information, a guinea, and I'll set you to rights. A half a crown is all I'm prepared to pay. The price is a guinea, and I'll have no haggling. I'll find someone else who doesn't hold the information so dear. Suit yourself, I'll be here. Fine. I have it on good authority that any chap with an hour to kill can master this game. Is that true? Go ahead and try. If you got 10 pounds you're dying to lose, and take Jock on. You're gonna take your Jock on. Watch the language. It's gonna make me play snooker, isn't it? Do you have limited funds in this game? No. Nope. Just dropped a bit of trivia whilst I work. Yeah, great trivia too. Have you decided to tell me the whereabouts of Antonio Caruso? My price is still a guinea. You drive a hard bargain, sir. I hope your information has value. There's a smart chap. What I know is that you should talk to Nobby, the bloke that's wearing a billycock on his head. He'd be the one to tell you that you want to know. We lost a guinea for that information. That another person will tell us about the whereabouts. Right. From what I recall, someone even ejaculates from the second floor window at some... Will you stop with the ejaculates already? Stop it. Just stop it already. It's not funny anymore. Jeez. I'm looking for a man who plays snooker. I don't care what you're up to, don't bother me. I know it's ye old English language, of course, but just stop using it, okay? Because everybody takes it out of context right away. You know? And that's what you're aiming for, Jace. Making everything humorous with it. Trying to keep up a grown up atmosphere here, burp. I don't want to get into an argument with you right now. I can't help it, Jace, that I burp. It's a natural thing that happens when I drink. And if I hold the burp in, it will eventually start to hurt, and I don't want that to happen. Yeah, burping is good, because if you keep all that gas in your stomach, you're gonna expand your stomach and it starts to hurt. That's why I burp. I'm sorry that you don't like it, that you associate burping with vomiting, but it's a natural thing that happens to everybody. It's something that I cannot stop doing. I mean, you've been watching me for years and you know that I burp. There is a quiet way to do it, however I prefer the loud way. I prefer it too. That's how I always do it. I burp loudly, but I can burp silently. Surely Jace means the burp sound effects and such like that. Maybe, but at least I put on the 15-minute cooldown on them now. But I still burp, Gabriel. Constantly. So I don't know what to do there. I'm sure this is the place where I need to be. But I don't know what to do. Because these guys are just playing there and I can't talk to them. Even though he said to talk to them. But I can't. Talk to the guy when he's not playing his turn. Have I been doing that all the time? If it's information you're looking for, get your pocketbook ready and come back when I'm not so preoccupied. Okay. So now that's on the other side. Okay, mate. You're going to have to wait till I'm done. It's not even a timing puzzle. They're just assholes. Just give me a minute to line up my next shot, will you, McGov? Then do it. Just do it. Go for it. Done. If I get someone else for a while, starting to annoy me. Maybe that's the point. Bugger off, mate. I'm trying to concentrate. He just says the same thing over and over and over and over.
I'm told that when a man named Antonio Caruso plays here, he dominates the table. Is that true?
If you want to know about the band, say so. I'll tell you all I know for a price, say Sovereign.
That's a bit strong, but I'm in a hurry. Here you are.
Right, you get what you pay for. Ask a chap standing by the billiard table. He'll help you find Antonio.
That gentleman just told us that you know the whereabouts of Antonio Caruso.
I bet you paid him for that nugget. More fool you. You might as well forced your money down the loo. I've never been to Antonio's house. Now you paid us both. What do you have to show for it?
I know where Antonio lives, and I'm not going to tell you. I don't grass on my friends, especially to coppers and selfish-nosed gits like you. I assure you that the matter I wish to discuss with him is most urgent.
I'm sure it is.
We'll have to try a different tack, Watson.
Let's see if we just talk to him straight away and we can get some answers. Just give me a minute to line up my next shot, will you, Gov?
Have you changed your mind about speaking with me?
No, I haven't, but I may change my mind about throwing you out myself. Now leave us be.
Lovely fellows, aren't they? I was stuck here for a long time before figuring out that you could talk more to them. You just have to time it right when you can talk to them. That's quite a remarkable hat you're wearing. Does it help your game? Ah, you're wearing, not you are wearing.
Not so as you'd notice it if it was any of your business. What is your business anyway?
Investigations? Why do these people have to be so freaking annoying? Why does this puzzle have to be so annoying? Why has this been written so good? I mean, this is well written. They're supposed to be smarmy a-holes because of their smarminess. They're all shysters after all. So what do I have to do to make them to talk to me? I was thinking of that. But maybe not the crania, because I still need to talk to them, so I'll just kneecap them. I'll use the iron bar to the kneecap. Use iron bar on Jack Mahoney. You can't do that. Darn it. Get one of my business cards. No. Do I even ever get to give one of these to anybody? I have them, but I've never given a business card to any person. At all. At any time. It's weird.
I'll be over here if you need me. Good place to think. Back here, leaning back. Whatever could be a different approach. Now, I know I will use them later on, but it's weird that we haven't been able to use them at all. Look here, Watson, this hat is worn inside and out. The hatter's label is barely discernible. With the few letters that are still legible, I'll wager that it reads Eddington Equestrian. Very likely, Holmes. Eddington's a high-toned shop for the fox hunting and riding crowd, and the other people with more money than sense. He's down at the embankment, not too far from Rotten Row. Hey, now we have a new location to go to, at least. Didn't realize that would happen. Why would we even need to go there? Well, a lead is a lead is a lead. To Eddington's Equestrian Shop. Getting tea, those guys annoys the crap out of me. Understandable. They're annoying me too, so. Gentlemen, I may review the premises at your leisure, but do not touch anything. Direct any questions or concerns to me. Reginald Snipes, that's a snooty name. An antique gold loving cup of the type popular in the last century. This one is inscribed the Viscount Riddlesdale, 3rd Earl of Waverley, best master of the hunt, 1776. Presumably, his family has some relation to the shop, or perhaps the Riddlesdale clan came upon hard time and sold the trophy for cash at some North County jungle. Rambunctious music for rambunctious store. These highly polished brass horns are used by the master of hounds to summon dogs and men to the so-called hunt. These framed emblems are use many of the standard conventions of European heraldry, but an expert eye can detect that these particular coats of arms are the invention of some manufacturer and not representative of any known heraldic tradition or family. In other words, fake. Handcrafted of hard hickory wood and covered with cowhide, these mallets have the American style of cigar-shaped heads. The game has enjoyed an upsurge in popularity among the upper classes and their attendants since the 10th Hussars brought it back from the Punjab in 1869. The doctor wears a look of contentment and his eyes are irresistibly drawn to the polo mallet. Perhaps he is fondly recalling the good fellowship and skill of the players he met in India. Two apparently wealthy and definitely idle young men admire the saddles. It is to be so sincerely hoped that their judgment of riding tack is better than their taste in clothing. These are the sort of men who never speak to strangers whose social status is unknown to them. In other words, snooty. A matched set of riding saddles made of exquisitely tanned and highly polished Spanish leather are decorated with brass fittings. The glowing patina of the seats seems to provide an independent source of light. Yeah, pompous asses. Yep. A stylized hip-length jacket traditionally worn by the British upper classes while riding to hounds. Among these aristocrats, the jacket is referred to as a pink, though anyone with eyes to see can discern that it is distinctly red. A glass-fronted wooden counter. Its spacious shelves are littered with bridle bits, spurs, and other horsey merchandise. At one end of the counter is a display of caps, scarves, and insignia intended for pupils attending England's most prestigious public schools. A bit overdressed in his maroon brocade cutaway morning coat, this country squire come to the city wears a look which is accurately, though perhaps vulgarly, called snooty. It is likely he has discerned that his new customers are not horse people. Of course, because they're not ponies. Or, anthropomorphic horses. Or minotaurs. Instead of a bullhead, they would have a horse head. There's many ways that they're not a horse people, you know. Are the majority of your customers hunters or polo players?
I'm sure I don't know how to answer that question. It possibly concern you. My customers are the most refined people in London.
I found this cap, which I believe was purchased in your establishment. Perhaps you can tell me whom you sold it, so I could return it.
I recognize the cap, though I can't approve of its condition.
I would like to return the cap to the owner. May I have the name of the purchaser, please?
No, you may not. My clients expect me to protect their privacy. They do not expect me to direct confidence strictures or bounders to their homes and try to collect the rewards or favors to which they are not entitled. For all I know, you may have stolen that cap.
You go too far, sir. You are insulting Sherlock Holmes, consulted to Scotland Yard.
That is of no significance to me. I have my reputation to think of.
Maybe I can give you the business card? No, thank you. Maybe I can give you the cap, just for the heck of it. Or centaurs. Yeah, that's the one I missed. I couldn't think of centaurs. I don't know why. You're horsing around now. So funny. I'm making a mess of myself. I mean, we found out the name on the plaque, but where can we find out about the name? That's the question. The only thing I can think of is to just ask here from the guy who told us about the taxidermist. So let's see. Nope. I'm totally out of ideas again. It's a tough game. You gotta really think hard. Although I do like the puzzles. Maybe I need to ask the hint book again. Which is any one of you guys. I mean, these guys will not help me at all at the snooker house. Still the same 2 locations. Really? The tobacco shop as well? Why the tobacco shop? I mean, I tried to talk to the kid about it. I mean, he wouldn't say anything. I'm sure he doesn't even know anything about it. John Bradley. Oh. On the back of the mahogany board, some text is engraved in the wood. It reads Oxford Taxidermy, 188 Oxford Street, London. I was looking at the wrong plaque. That's the problem. Gotcha. Can we move the crates back? No. Okay. You'll have to do it yourself, lad. Got it. Ah, a fresh goat? I guess. A ram? Taxidermist has exercised considerable skill on the head of this extremely large specimen of African buffalo. The span of its horns measures almost 7 feet, even though the tip of the one horn is missing. Buffalo, 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 buffalo. That is a correct sentence that you can use. 8 buffaloes in a row. And somehow, that is supposed to make sense. Don't ask me. Yeah, it's supposed to. Despite its blue-gray color, this female is a great red kangaroo from the inland plains of Australia. A zebra, and that's a one of the antelopes. A bear, lion, another moose. That's, I think that might be a leopard, or a puma, maybe. Thompson's gazelle, whose thoracic cavity has been sliced open. The animal's hide shows signs of deterioration, doubtless the result of the long trip from the Serengeti to London. I think they misspelled Serengeti. It's supposed to be with 1 I, not 2. No, 1 T, not 2. The edge of the table is covered with many of the tools that taxidermists art. A small stock of saws, cutting pliers, needles of various sizes, a thread, crooked awls, and a camel hairbrush. Some of the taxidermist's chemical preparations are open and clearly contribute to the foul smell of the workshop. The jars are variously labeled burnt alum, chlorine of lime, saltpeter, arsenic, camphor, tincture of musk, and salt of tartar. A lot of places have arsenic and camphor. Anybody could be a suspect. This large pail is partially uncovered, and the unmistakably pungent odor of formaldehyde assaults the nostrils of those around it, excepting those of the specimen, of course. A heavily soiled and smelly smock hangs on the brass hook. It appears to be too small to comfortably fit the man working at the table. So they must have a helping hand. Ah, a pelican and a falcon. Another pelican, smaller one. Beaker full of foul-smelling liquid. This large flask is unstoppered, and the unmistakable pungent odor of formaldehyde assaults the air around it. I wonder if that's a turtle over there. Or a Pokemon. Lars Panselfars. A relatively large middle-aged man stands over the cadaver of an antelope, deftly digging into the animal's inner recesses. He exercises what appears to be deep concentration on the job at hand. Excuse me, Mr. Blackwood?
Oh, good day, gentlemen. You just missed Mr. Blackwood, I'm afraid. I'm Lars Sorensen, his assistant. Perhaps I can help you?
I'm Sherlock Holmes, and this is my colleague, Dr. Watson. We're assisting the police in a murder investigation.
Very thrilling work, I'll wager. We don't slaughter our corpses here. These victims are deceased when they arrive.
Very droll, Mr. Sorensen. Perhaps that's what passes for professional humor here. Where is Mr. Blackwood now?
Out, obviously.
Straight answer. To whom does this smock belong?
That's Mr. Blackwood's. I take better care of my equipment. He's a very messy fellow.
How does Mr. Blackwood spend his evenings?
I have no idea. I'm his employee, not his guardian.
I like Lars. I'm guessing a squished Goomba. Kinda does, or it could be a Koopa hiding in his shell, but then again that would be a turtle. But it certainly looks like a squished Goomba. No, actually, kinda looks like one of those squished, the blobby-looking enemies from Gianna Sisters. Or maybe it's a Drillobite. What was Mr. Blackwood's interest in Miss Sarah Caraway?
I'm sure I don't know. I've never heard of the woman.
Might we look around the shop?
Help yourselves, but I warn you to exercise great care.
I still say it might be a Paris. A Pokemon. There really isn't anything else to look at. Unless there's something in the smock. Can I pick it up? There. We got the smock. Not really sure what for, but I guess we need to investigate it a little bit further. Heavily soiled and smelly smock. Maybe we can take that to Baker Street and examine it. I should always talk to Dr. Watson in the area. Watson, what do you make of the animals here?
Definitely some workmanship as the moose we saw in the tobacco shop, Holmes.
If nothing else, this Blackwood is an artist worthy of his craft. Well, when a taxidermy does it really well, the animals still look very alive. And sometimes that can be scary because it has that uncanny valley effect. That's why I prefer my plushies. Because they're never alive unless I make them alive. Like this. Can't do that. Okay. So why did we take the smock then if we don't analyze it on the table? Huh? Is there anything I can actually use there to analyze it? I don't think I have anything to analyze. I still don't even know where the Ring of Keys that I took from the opera is used for. Probably Anna's flat, once we find out where it is. Can we actually use the violin? Great music there, Sherlock. Wonderful. Done. More mysteries than answers. No idea where Blackwood. Return to the hunt, eh, Watson? As you say, Holmes. Return by all means.